Hello, I am Archivist Aaron, and welcome to my study. And today, we are back to Asheron's Call once again. Now, we have many things that we must do today, as, you usually do when you're leveling someone up. I did some mining off camera, as usually. You gotta do all those repetitive dailies off camera usually, because it's not exactly worth it to put in a bunch of stream time every day just to do the dailies on stream. So I got up to level 43. I think I was like, what, 36, 35 at the end of last stream. But we made some good progress there. At the early levels, the dailies level you up really, really quickly. So that's good. But we have quite a few things we need to do. First of all, since we've gotten above level 40, I think I'm going to go and get some of the hand me down armor from my other characters, which I don't know, I'm very sad about how the explorer armor is pretty much better in every way at this point than the Ulthoi armor. Because when I grew up playing the game, the Ulthoi armor was like the go-to armor that you would choose for leveling up. But while I don't think the Explorer armor has better armor levels, it does give you I don't know, full level either 5 or 6 buffs. Or not, maybe not full buffs, but quite a good, amount of level 5 or 6 buffs. For us, it's probably going to be level 5 buffs because we're using the amateur armor. And I don't know if I'm going to be going for the seasoned explorer armor on this character. But I do have an entire set of the amateur explorer armor in here because my other characters aren't using it. And it's givable, so that's always nice. And this should give us a much needed power boost because I haven't really been trying to get any new armor on this character thus far, so they're still stuck in the Pathwarden gear from freaking level 1, which is never a good position to be in. But we'll just throw on all this stuff. And as you can see, just an absolutely ludicrous amount of buffs. Like, that is... I don't know if that's a full set of buffs, but it's at the very least. I mean, we get Void Magic, Magic Resistance, we get some protection, maybe all the protections? Let's see, Piercing, Lightning, Fire, Bludgeoning, Cold, Blade, and Armor and Acid. I think that's all of them. I don't know, I wasn't exactly keeping track. Even though I was saying them, I wasn't categorizing them and making sure they were all there. We have, yes, we have the 3 physicals, Cold, Fire, Acid, Lightning. Yeah, so we have all of them. So that means we don't have to buff ourselves, at all until we get level 6 spells. Which is kind of nice, simply because, I mean, we're not going to be having any, item magic or creature magic for quite some time. I crunched the numbers, and it turns out I'm not going to be able to have both creature and item magic, I think, until level 90, approximately. And then, if I do both of the quests that give you additional skill credits, I will have just enough skill credits to get all of the tinkering skills by level 180. So we are a long ways off from any of that. But of course, first is item and creature, because those are very important, and we're not going to be able to specialize them. Though I don't think you usually do, seeing as how, I mean, I have life magic specialized, and that's really all I need, right? I think so. Hey, and actually, because it gives us the creature buffs, we get higher levels of the life and void magic, which gets us closer to casting higher level spells. And actually, with these higher levels, could I cast level 6s? Let's see. because we're at 286 and 276 respectively, which would be approximately, I mean, both of those are over 90% cast rate. Or I guess the 76 is more like high 80%. But the void magic would be in the low 90s, low 90%. So I'd say, I don't know, that's probably worthwhile. Because I was thinking it kind of sucks that I'll be getting that I'll be getting the level 5 spells when usually you stick with level 6 spells until you can get level 7s, which is a much bigger leap. But if I can just, with this armor, jump straight to the level 6 spells, even if they will have a pretty decent chance of failing, it's probably still worth it, right? I mean, we're going to get up to 100% chance in like a few levels. So why not just go straight for that? Skip all the way from level 3 spells to level 6 spells. That sounds reasonable. But we'll still need to get the staff. Because currently, I think I found this staff off stream maybe, but it's 4% melee defense, 1% missile defense, and 1% mana conversion. Not that good, but as far as early game staffs go, 4% melee defense isn't bad, but it's not at all like buffed or anything, so just a random staff I was able to find. So let's see. We need to go to Ardwick and see if we have enough money, which we probably do because I've been doing the Olthoi pincers, so most likely we have the money available to get any spells we need at the Arwick dudes. But you know, it's like, I do appreciate how much easier and like, not just easier, but just better quality of life updates that they've given the game, like the Professors of Magic, where you don't need to track down the correct Scrivener and buy all the spells you need, and you know, make sure you always get the self buffs, not the other buffs, if you're not planning on buffing other people, which was always a hassle because I was like, oh yeah, the self buffs are always the middle one, and then there's that one buff that has the self buff on the left and not in the middle, and that one's like the other buff, and it's like, why would you mix up the positioning? They're all supposed to be in the middle, like all the other ones were. Now I've just bought the wrong spell. Now I don't have enough money. Like, it's always a hassle. But at the same time, it's like that is part of what makes the game fun, not just being able to go straight to a Professor of Magic and getting all your spells in one go. You know, you gotta track down the Scrivener and get all the spells manually that you're actually going to be using. You know, there is definitely a lot of fun to that. But I still do appreciate how much easier this is because I can just go here and just click on a person and be like, hey, level 6, how much you want for it? And they're just 2 MMDs? 2 MMDs. Do I have that? I don't think I have that. It's probably going to tell me I don't have it. You are lacking in funds. Yes. We have enough for 1 in money, and let's see, 4 of those would be 200,000. Man, so 2 MMDs just for that. You know what we need to do? We need to go do, first of all, our pincers and tusks. You know, the pincers will get us a lot more money. Especially with this armor, we can probably do even higher level pincers, which will get us even more money. But more importantly, I need to do, if I can, any of the... Oh, what's his face? I forget. Enrico's Betrayal, that's it. I need to do the Enrico's Betrayal quest, or at least any of it that I can. Specifically because I believe that gives you an MMD per step of the quest you do. So that would be greatly, you know, lucrative. I think it was an MMD. Because I remember it because it's one of the earliest examples of places you can farm MMDs with dailies. Because there's 3 steps to the quest. You get 1 in the Breached Hive, 1 in, I believe, the Small Hive, and 1 in the Eviscerator dungeon. So as long as I'm high enough level to kill Eviscerators, I should be able to do that quest. And with this new armor, you know, I can probably do a lot of things. Why am I even trying to kill these guys? I'm still in like that the mindset of a low-level character, just like, oh yes, you must kill everything on your way through. But now I'm like significantly higher level than these guys and have super overpowered armor, so why do I even bother with them? You just run past, get to the pincer. I have not invested enough, XP into my run skill at all. How much does it take to increase that? Quite a bit. We'll save our money for, or XP. I don't know why I always call XP money. Just because you spend it on things, but anyways. I don't have nearly enough XP to get my Void Magic and Life Magic up to level 6, amount, so we should probably save it for that. Now, it should be one of these 3 down here. Can you stop, like, twisting my view around? I don't know why it does that on hills like that, but it always has. Like, if you want to look down when going downhill, it's just, oh yes, now it shall flip 180 degrees behind you. This makes sense. I know I can turn it off, but then it would turn it off for all, inclines or declines, and I'd rather not have that. I mean, it's useful for most situations. So that's one pincer. I believe this is a C note. This is probably also a C note. And the next 2 are D notes? Is that how that works? Or is it just the first one? It might just be that the first one is a C note. And the next ones are D notes. Which is nice. I mean, that's a lot of money in the early game. Oh, and I should probably get the... either manually, write down when I get the stipend, or I should get the contract for it. Just to keep track of that. Although now that I'm playing 2 characters instead of just my 2-handed person, it is probably going to be a bit difficult to keep track of when the stipends and everything are. I think it's this one? Yes. I like how they hit me, but they just do no damage. We are too strong for them. But if they could actually hit us consistently, that means the next ones are going to be quite a lot more difficult. Because doesn't it jump up to level 50 on this next one? I think it does. Which is funny because it goes like 20 to 30 to 50, and then just 60, 60, and then that's it. I have always wondered why they didn't include the Eviscerator pincer, and maybe even the Warrior and Mutilator pincers in the facility hub. Because, like, the Tusker quests, or the Tusker Tusk dungeons, go all the way up to level 80. So why did it stop these at level 60? Resist? That's just rude. Alright, but this armor has a lot more, well, armor, which is quite nice. Just scrounge together any money we can possibly get. I definitely need a better wand. But I looked, and even the Amateur Explorer Nether Staff is super good. Like, it's rare to find any kind of casting implement with a elemental damage increase. Let alone, I think... I don't remember if it was just the seasoned one that had 10% elemental damage bonus, but it was a lot. It was a good amount. And usually you can't find any at this level. Which is partially why this armor is so overpowered. Or I guess this set. Because the armor itself wouldn't include the wand, but you know what I'm saying. So why am I killing these guys too? I mean, they are my level, actually above my level. And they're probably about the right level to actually be a threat to me, but I probably don't need to worry about them because they can't even hit me. Like, if I just run past them, 99% of the time, they don't even try to attack. And for right now, I don't even need to worry about buffs at all, because this armor, like, all I can do is level 3 life magic spells, and this armor already gives me level 5 life magic spells, so no use trying to buff myself there. Which is actually kind of nice, because then you don't have to worry about really buffing yourself until you get level 7s. Because I've always hated trying to buff myself before level 7s, because they only last half an hour. And it's like, you're just rebuffing 5 or 6 times per play session, and it's painful. But someday, I'll get my level 7s, and then I'll get all of the augmentations to increase my spell duration. Alright, let's go for the corner, as I always do. And now my computer doesn't have a del key. So I kind of just need to sit like this with the overhead view. My heal spell just is not potent enough yet. I miss having level 7 heal spells, where you get like 120 health back every spell you cast. Those are the days. But we'll be there soon, I'm sure. Especially with this armor. That'll boost us up through the levels real fast, like, I'm sure. Yeah, I can see 20 health on a heal spell is just not nearly enough. I mean, it's a decent amount, but when enemies can hit for 3 to 5 damage without crits, that just means that one heal spell could be 4 enemy hits. And if you have 3 enemies around you, that's not buying you very much time, is it? Why am I going towards the exit portal? Why is the exit portal not even here? I know on the Eviscerator tunnels that has the same layout, the exit portal's right there, right? I'm fairly certain. But of course, before we try to do Eviscerators, we'll need to do the... I'll probably do all of the Ulthoi Soldier and Legionary quests, and then attempt all of the Tusker quests that I can do as well. And after all of that, I can spend my XP that I get from all these turn-ins, and then attempt the Eviscerators. Because those things are quite tough, and I don't want to be ill-prepared for such an occasion. Alright, well, let's test out our ability to kill these things on these guys. Okay, a similar amount of damage, but they do hit more often. And I seem to still be able to hit them. So that's a plus. I don't think we'll have any issue in here or in with the Legionaries. But definitely Warriors and Mutilators would probably tear me to pieces. So we're not gonna mess with those. Not yet, at least. Okay, and here doesn't really have very good corners. So we'll just have to make do without. stop resisting. Yeah, luckily we're getting some higher end heals in here. Because like a 40 health heal, that is pretty substantial for this health bar. Oh yeah, we're also going to need to save money for spell components. Because it's not only that we need to get all of the buffs for level 5s, we're also going to need to get, what is that, gold scarabs for level 5s? Or no, level 6s, so that would be... Would that be gold? I think 6 is gold, actually. I don't know, it's hard to remember, because I usually only use level 7s for, like, the majority of every character's lifetime. Really, the early game is just you trying to get high enough skill levels to use level 7s. And then once you can use them, you use those pretty much forever until you have maxed out magic skills, and then you start to try to use level 8s, which even then is kind of a struggle. So, I mean, my character, or my original mage back on Reef Coal, I think was almost like level 200, maybe 190, 200, maybe a bit above 200, I don't remember. But they were really high up there before they started using level 8s. And then, of course, I started on my epic quest to try to find the stamina to mana incantation recipe, which I never found. It remains a secret to this day. But I will find it. I mean, I even attempted to get, as I think I mentioned, I even attempted to get the level 8 spells from the stipends just to get the stamina to mana. And it didn't work. It did not give me the stamina to mana. Maybe I'll like admin in the scroll for stamina to mana 8 just because I want it. I don't even think that it does anything different. I think it's literally just as powerful as stamina to mana 6 or no, 7. But it's the principle of the matter, you know? It's so you don't need to have level 7 spell components and level 8 spell components in your inventory at once. Now here's the real question. Should we just... they're just gonna resist it all, aren't they? I mean, they're kind of not. You probably need more resist. Just leave the guy in front alone, because he's our shield. We'll just dot everyone in the background. This is how you win the game. Just dot everything. Oh yeah, these guys are dying fast. Though, to be fair, probably would have been just as easy to just use the bolts. But you know, it just feels satisfying to watch them all wither away into dust before you. You know, I should really have these on buttons. I just don't know what button to put them on. Although, let's see. Right now is not the time to be reordering my bar. I mean, I'm in the middle of a Ulthoi dungeon. I don't think that being like, I can optimize my spell bar. That's not what we're supposed to be doing right now. Can you guys, like, stop teleporting behind me? Like, you're not supposed to be able to get past me in this tunnel. And yet, how to do it? And mind you, this is without lag. This is, like, intended game mechanics right here. This is how the enemies are supposed to act. I have no idea why they do this, though. Like, they can squeeze past this guy and me sometimes just to get behind me in a tunnel that they're not even supposed to be able to squeeze past me in. It's like, why? Why do you keep critting? Stop it. Luckily, we don't need Stamina Man all that often, so for now, it's probably fine. But I think what I'm gonna do is probably arrange this in order of how often I use them. And then I can actually use the shortcut keys for the ones that I actually use, like Stamina to Mana. How are we doing on spell components? Pretty decently. You know, I think I get overly worried about spell components because I'm used to having played on characters that actually used... Ooh. This is pretty nice. But I'm used to playing on characters that actually used macroing. And every day after macroing, you just need to replenish all your spell components, and so kinda makes me think about it more often than I probably need to. Also, this orb is kind of nice. I mean, even just baseline stats, it's better than this. But it also has some good spells, if I can actually use them, which... not really. This is already pretty expensive, and I'm trying to focus on Void and Life magic. But baseline spells-wise, this takes the cake for sure. You know, 7% melee defense, that's a lot better than 4. It has double the mana conversion prowess. I mean, that's good stuff right there. Why am I down here again? I just did all the ultimate ones. I don't know why my autopilot just took me right back down there. You need to go to the Tuskers. How's this doing? Nowhere close. Like, at all. That is gonna be a while. I'll probably have found a new cloak by then. Which is the sucky thing about the level 1 cloaks. Because you just don't have them long enough to ever level them up. So they're essentially useless. I mean, yeah, it doesn't give me the weave or the spell until it reaches level 1, I think. Alright, it should be one of you two. One of the back ones. And that was it. Unless that's just a fake tusk. No, that's the real one. Okay. Well, good day. Although how those Tuskers actually managed to hit me, I don't know. Because, yeah, they got 2 hits in a row. That is surprising. Though, to be fair, I guess I wasn't really evading the enemies that I was fighting earlier at all. So, even though I can fight level 60 enemies, it still doesn't mean that I actually have the stats to fight them. I just have high attack skill and high health, and that's about all you need. And it feels weird using an orb. I mean, I like orbs, because I think they have better melee defense bonus than other wand types, or maybe that's just, you know, in my personal experience, I've seen orbs have higher melee defense modifiers, but it's probably pretty balanced. I don't know. It's kind of like how Jeets have unusually high melee defense modifiers as well. It's like, I don't know if they actually do, but it seems like they do. Hey, first one again. Nice. Well, I'll see you later. I'm just gonna kill Bob and get out of here. None of them can do anything about it. Then we do... Yeah, then we have the 2 level 30 tusks and then the 2 level 60 tusks. And then we'll go turn all this in, spend our XP, and attempt the Eviscerator dungeons and other such things. Because if we can do Enrico's Betrayal, then we pretty much get our level 6 Void Magic for free. Because that 2 MMDs is just given straight to us. And then I need to figure out, you know, how much is level 6 life magic gonna cost. Because usually it's proportional to the amount of spells you would get, and life magic has quite a few more spells than void magic. So I would expect it to be maybe 4 MMDs for life magic level 6. You know, just at that exchange rate. Maybe 3, but I feel like that wouldn't be very fair, because with void magic you get like a handful of spells. Actually, I wonder if it's even worth it. Because like when it comes to life magic and stuff, you're probably saving at least a little bit of money, or a lot of convenience, because there's a lot of spells you need to get. But with void magic, it is really only like 6 spells tops. It's like, is it really worth it just to not have to buy 6 spells for 2 full MMDs? That is one heck of a convenience fee, that's for sure. Alright, well, we got fully surrounded, but we still probably don't even need to heal for this entire engagement, so we're in a good position, level-wise and strength-wise, to fight these Tuskers. And there's the Tusk. Thank you. And just to flex on them, we're not going to heal and just teleport out immediately. Just because we want to show them that we don't think they're a threat. You know, we want to demoralize the Tuskers. So next time we go there, maybe they won't even try to fight back. They'll just offer up Bob right away and just be like, here, take his Tusk, we don't care. Well, let's get our vitals back, which I think that is like the main thing I've been missing when it comes to melee versus magic users, is just being able to sit down for a couple seconds and just cast a few spells and get all of your vitals back to nearly full. It's just so nice. So let's see, that was 3 tusks, so we're on to the 4th tusk. The golden backs. And if we can get strong enough to defeat the level 80 enemies, like, at all, even if it's tough to beat the level 80s, if we can do it to any degree, we can farm them enough to get a good old lucky gold letter or scarlet red letter, I don't really care which. And then we can go do the stamp quest, which I think was... I don't know, I know Rithwick was in there. I forget what the other one was, though. And then we can get the nether staff. And that will make us even stronger, which will let us do even more quests. You know, why is it that I perceive golden backs as, like, much tougher than the crimson backs? I don't know if it's just because they look a lot more similar to the level 60 variants, but for some reason they seem a lot more daunting to me, even though they're the exact same level. It's a bit bizarre. Right, another tusk. I'll take a mana stone. But we probably don't need 2 tusks. Well, you know, I kind of wish you could just stockpile them. Just stockpile every tusk in the game. Get like 10 of each at once. And then you never need to come back. You know, you just have all of your tusks for the entire time. It's kind of like with the Defense of Zykal, where you can't stockpile the quest item itself, but the initial dungeon is all leading up to just grabbing a portal gem off of a boss at the end of it, and the actual item you're going there to get drops off of someone through that portal gem. So you can actually stock up on the portal gems at the end of that first dungeon because there's no pickup timer. So you can just pick up like 10 of those, or however many you want. You could get like 100 of them at a time. And then the rest of however long that lasts you can just teleport straight to the end of the dungeon, grab the, like, kill the enemy, grab the quest item, and leave. And you never need to do that first part of the dungeon again until, you know, your stockpile runs out. So, you know, that's quite a nice little trick that you can do with that quest. Make it 10 times faster to repeat. Because, yeah, that first dungeon is the most painful part. And it's the part you do not want to have to redo every time. Really, the final castle is little more than just a mini boss fight. You know, there's some enemies littered around, and then there's the... I don't know, if you're in the high level one, then there's the Castilian. I don't know how to pronounce it exactly. And they drop something, and then there's the commander guy who also drops an item you need. No tusk. Man, these guys hurt. Sometimes. I think they're just critting a lot. Well, the second it says that they drop their tusk, I'm gonna be grabbing that and skedaddle. There it is. Well, it's been fun. Very easy. I mean, it was kind of scary because those guys are literally double the level of the previous group of enemies. So, definitely a bit intimidating, you know, level-wise, but as we all know, in this game, levels are not a very accurate way to tell the strength of something. Okay, so we've done, what, 5? Yeah. So we're on to the 6th one. And then there's the level 80 ones, which we're not doing just yet. We gotta go turn in after this one. And these ones should be the same strength, or approximately the same strength as the previous Tusk place, so I should have nothing to worry about, right? One can hope. I really need to increase my run speed. But it's also weird how the level 60 Tuskers are so much smaller. Like, these things are almost like my character's exact height, but the lower level Tuskers, like the level 30 Tuskers, are significantly taller than me. So, I mean, I guess these things have armor on them, but is that really all that differentiates a low level from a high level enemy? Is just how much armor they're wearing? I don't know. And these guys really get a good surround on you in here, because once again, shouldn't be able to get behind you in the tunnel, but they can, and they will. You know, I suppose my worst fear in here is either them chain critting me. Ooh. Where did he go? Where? Okay, he was in front of me. He just looked like he was behind me. Got it. We're gonna go out the portal this time. Which actually we don't have to. We could use an Aphis-Lassel portal gem. Although, this is a bit wasteful. If nothing pulls on me here, I can just lifestone. Very nice. Because, you know, you want to save up those Aphis-Lassel portal gems. Because once you get up to the level that my other character's at, you don't want to do the Tusker Tusk dungeons anymore. They just don't give enough XP. You know, like the pincer dungeons, they give money, and they give some of the gems of stillness, and the Cavernous Ulthoi Chasm gives you gems of stillness, so those are both always worth doing, no matter how high level you get. But then the Tusker dungeons, they just fall off completely. It's like, why would you ever do those anymore? They're just completely outdated. And then you run out of Aphis-Lassel portal gems slowly, until you eventually have to do them for like a week just to restock. And it kind of sucks. Which is why you gotta stock up now and not use them all willy-nilly. But hopefully we get a good amount of money and XP here, so we can spend both. Okay, we got plenty of space, that's good. Lots of levels. That is for sure. Throw those down there. Can't stack the DCCL note because we don't have any of them. Alright. And we probably don't want the necklace. We already get these protections anyways. So none of these are really that important. We can just smash them for mana. Do we need mana? We do kind of need mana. So let's start doing that. Until this mana stone breaks, which might be pretty soon. No, it's sticking around. I am quite surprised. There it goes. Because I was going to say, this isn't, you know, a low-level mana stone. It's like a mana stone with 10% destruction chance. That's not that low. Hi, Mr. Jerkman. How's it going? Sell you all that. Very nice. Oh, we need to give these back to the Path Warden. So let's head there now. Do we have Blackmore's favor on us? Yeah. Just double checking. Let's see, Urak, to turn these in to the Path Warden. And then probably to also sell anything else we have that we don't want. So Path Warden. And I'm pretty sure you don't have to actually give these to the same town you got them from. I think you can turn them in at any town, but I usually don't. I usually turn them directly back into the same person, because it just... It seems more... to, like, make more canonical sense to me. Like, why would the Holtberg Path Warden person want some random junk that the Urak Path Warden person gave you? Like, they don't even hand that stuff out. So, it would just be kind of a waste to hand it into them. We get another ring that escaped my notice. Now we've pretty much fully mana charged everything, which is good because I think this armor actually started a little decharged, which is, it kind of sucks, but that's what happens when you have hand-me-down armor. Sometimes it's not always fully mana'd up when you first get it on the new character. But once again, someday we'll be high level and we'll have really good high level mana stones. And then we never need to worry about mana again. Pretty much every one of your woes in the early game basically just gets solved by late game items. Just like, oh, your buffs don't last long enough? Just wait until you're high level and get augmentations. Oh, it sucks that you drop items on death. Well, just wait until you're high level and get augmentations. You want mana? Well, high level mana stones basically give you more mana than you'd ever need. It's pretty great. And in that way, it does kind of give you a bit of progression that isn't like a linear progression. It's more of a quality of life progression, you know? How much XP did I get from that? Quite a bit. So let's see if we can get this up to, I guess, 300 would be good. What do we need? Exactly. Because I don't want to go any higher than we need. Okay, for level 6s, we need 310 for 99% and 326 for 100%. That's a lot. Okay. So we can get 300, which for level 6s will give us a 97%. And life magic, U2. Yeah, we can't get you up any higher than that, but that should be 94% on the life magic. That's not bad. Although, I guess healing is the last thing you want to fail on when it comes to a spell. But it's fine. I mean, that's just a 6% chance of failure. I mean, knowing my luck, that's more like a 60% chance, but it'll be fine, I'm sure. Why didn't I put this away? I was at the house. Whatever. Okay. What are we doing? Right, we spent our XP. So then I was going to go and do the level 80 dungeons. So I can get the MMDs from Enrico's Betrayal. And I can for sure at least get 2. But the small hive portal might not cooperate. Sometimes it just does not spawn anywhere around you, and that always sucks. But the Eviscerator dungeon shouldn't be that bad. I mean, the first level 80 enemies we're trying to contend with, so I can't just sit here and be like, it'll be fine. Because it very well could not be. I mean, level 60s were already kind of giving us a run for our money, but now we have higher, skill levels. Our void magic is like 30 higher, which means that we can, well, not 30. I think it was more like 15, 18. But it's a decent amount higher, which means we'll hit them better, right? Everything will be great. Although them being 20 levels higher probably far outweighs my attack skill being 20 points higher. So we'll see how that goes. Probably not well. But it's fine. We'll be all right. I mean, who's ever died to eviscerators anyways? I mean, they're not that bad, right? They're just called eviscerators as a fun nickname. It's not actually because they eviscerate things. I'm certain. So I do wonder what void magic does. Because I don't know much of the lore about it. I know it's like dark magic, and the components, if I remember correctly, well, this will just show these, but like the original components for it. Oh yeah, there's a components tab here. I always just check these manually. I forget this exists. Well, I'm not powerful enough. Oh, 50? Dang it. Okay, we're 2 levels off from that one. What about breach? I might as well like look this up before just running over there, because the breached hive, we can at least get that. Is that also 50 plus? What is that? 50 plus. Okay. How about small hive? What if we find that one? Are these all 50 plus? 40 plus. Okay, small hive we could do if we end up finding it. But we need 2 more. Where are we going to get 2 more levels if we're not high enough level to even enter this? What about Tusker Barracks? What is the one for the slaves? I forget. How about Tusker Barracks? Can we go and do the level 80 Tusker Tusks? Okay, Tusker Barracks is 40 plus. That is the plan then. We will go and do the level 80 Tusker Tusks. And then hopefully that'll give us 2 levels. Because I mean those are high level tusks, so I'm betting they'll give good money. Maybe. We'll see. Although the tusks have never been as lucrative XP wise as the pincers are, I don't think. I mean, there's still enough to be worth it generally, but we shall see. So these will be the first level 80 enemies we fight, which kind of sucks because I'm not as confident in our bludgeoning resistance. But we're still going to try to run through them and Aphis Portal Gem out if things get hairy. Which they very well could. Especially because this place doesn't have any decent corners. I mean, look at this. Do you call this a corner? Most certainly is not. These guys have a lot of health. Why does my healing spell have to be so sucky? Just heal more than 20 HP, please. Okay, no tusk. And we have no corner. Oh, it could have gone into the... Dang it. I could have gone into the little ramp area for the portal. Can I squeeze past? Can I just squeeze past you guys real quick? Thanks. Because here, we might get fewer enemies. Of course, they're going to teleport behind me. But that still is only 3, whereas I think I was getting at least 4 enemies on me in that other setup. But the Tuskers are dangerous just because they're loud. Because they're so loud that the game stops any other noises. And that makes it so that you can't hear if they crit you. Because normally if an enemy crits you, you hear the ooh. But not with Tuskers around. So you need to keep a watchful eye. Getting crit down, you're just going to need to be able to see it, essentially. You keep an eye on my mana too. Last thing we would want is for us to get yeah, let's go outside. That's probably a good idea. Unless these guys are gonna they're fine. We'll just hide behind this tree. They didn't even aggro, we're good. Alright, and then I guess the Tusker Barracks, because we got one of those, and honestly Tusker Guards shouldn't be any worse. Has a decent corner at the end of the dungeon with the little tunnel that leads to the portal. You can kind of hole up in there. And so long as you have a portal and a corner and mana, you're pretty much good. Like you can survive most things. Yeah, but the level requirements on these portals have always been kind of iffy. Oh, hi, you guys are pulling right there. Fun. Ooh, I should have gotten the Tusker Guard kill task, but it's not like I'm going to be killing more than, like, at most 10 of these guys in here. Just trying to just run to the end of the dungeon, get that Tusk, and get the heck out. Get back. Get ye to full mana. Thank you. Okay. Now sprinting time. Because guards, they may be the same level, but they're kind of scary. I think it's just because they're brighter. They have brighter colors and cooler armor than the slaves. That's really all that makes them scarier. They're probably pretty similar stat-wise. Okay, corner time. My favorite time. That overhead view does not help at all. Okay, but we might be close enough to the corner that we can actually see through ourselves. Which is a weird sentence, but it makes sense, trust me. Man, 4 full spells. just to take out one of these guys. Okay, spam some heal spells. Get that 20 HP a pop. And then give me your tusk. I don't even think this is... I'm selected on the Tusker that's actually next to me. But that's fine. Whoever said you actually need to kill them in order of which one is closest. Ooh, and there's the Tusk. See, I told you that would be a good idea. Ooh. I need to heal. So I can kill level 80s. So getting the letters isn't going to be an issue. Man, this is a bit of a back and forth. Here, let me just interrupt you right there. Okay, we got the 2 tusks. My healing was not nearly enough to outpace their damage at that point. So that is concerning. But usually the Tuskers are harder than the Olthoi, so... Well, we got 1 level. Actually, almost 2 levels. That was quite close. And we could go stamp this red letter. What do we need for that? Where is that stamp? Let's see. Exploration letters. There we go. So we need the Samsur letter to the Rithwick agent. All right, and so let me look at the difference between the amateur staff and... Okay. Yeah, it's just the spells are different. And... Oh, wait. The Seasoned Explorer gear is ivoryable. If I farmed up some ivory, I could actually have a full set of the Seasoned Explorer gear that I could give to other people. That would be nice, actually. So yeah, it's just better spells and a minor mana conversion and minor void magic aptitude, which would be nice, but I feel like for right now, having the givable, or I guess actually it being givable wouldn't help at all. But I have the red letter, and it's not a huge difference, so we're going to go just for the amateur staff. For the time being. When we can kill more level 80s and are swimming in gold letters, then we'll start throwing together that. So we needed Samsur stamp, I think it was. Yeah, Samsur stamp to the Rithwick agent. And generally, I can tell which of these dungeons is it's the dry well, right? Or is it a ruin? Well, we're gonna run towards the dry well while I check what the Samsur stamp is. No, it's inside Musanyan's vault. You'll need the Musanyan's library quest key to get the stamp. What does that even mean? Talk to Rubid al-Jurma. Jerma? It's Rubid al-Jurma. Okay. At the northwest Samsur outpost, which is this? Okay. So we were just going in the opposite direction. And then from there, I have no idea where this dungeon is. Is this one? It's this one. Okay. That's not bad. So we'll just run up here, talk to the guy, get the key, go down here, use the key, get the stamp, and go to Rithwick. It's that easy. Yeah, I thought it would be the dry well, because that, there's like a certain distance from the starting town that usually the quest place is, but, both of these were pretty good guesses, and I just chose the wrong one. Items mid-stakes gambling token. How do you get that? Is that's just as a reward. Okay. Interesting. Oh, and what? Okay, it's 40 plus for the quest requirement. That's good. I was gonna say that would be pretty important to know if I'm trying to enter another 50 plus area. That would suck. But this is definitely gonna level me. I mean, it says that it gives 4.5 million XP, which is absolutely crazy. Although it does say 85% up to level 50, so it might be capped out significantly. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And I have no idea what kind of enemies are in there, but I mean, I just killed level 80 enemies, so should be fine. Of course, the level 80 enemies I killed didn't cast any spells. So that is an important thing to recognize. Just get a couple more things of health, even that out. Up our life magic to equal it out with the void magic. I think it's this guy. Yeah, good old Germa. Okay. I don't need the facility of portal gem, my guy. Does it have mana? It does. Can I? You can. This just in, you can get a free 42 points of mana if you have infinite mana stones and just keep talking to the guy and keep getting facility of portal gems, because I don't think he ever stops giving those to you. I think that's just an infinite supply that every time you talk to him, he's like, here, have a portal gem. I was told to hand them out, so I'll give them to the same person every time they interact with me. And the funny thing is since I'm the only person on the server, I'm the only one he can hand them out to. He's just like, I was told to hand these out, and you're the only person around, so sorry, but you're gonna get all of them. Literally every single one that I have. Because, he doesn't want to get in trouble with the Exploration Society. He's got a gem handing out quota to fill. I love how there's still skulkers around this dungeon. Because, like, back in the day, this used to be a really low level, Italy type dungeon. And now it's, a level 80 dungeon. Well, level 40 with level 80 enemies, I believe. And yet they're just like, nope, we'll just keep the skulkers around on the outside. Ooh. That doesn't look fun. Let's see how owned we will get. My guy. Thank you. Aside from him resisting me a bunch, not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, but I am gonna miss, not being on a melee character for being able to just attack things through doors. That was such a nice quality of life improvement there. Just, you never get hit by spells, you can just whack them straight through the door. Everything's just happy. But no. We can't have nice things. Jet. Jet, I think, is one of those materials that just don't drop anymore at higher levels. And I don't know why. It's like you still need to be able to lightning rend things. They just don't believe that you need to. Ooh. Okay, they are volning me. They hadn't volned me up till that point, so I wasn't concerned with the debuffs, but now that they're volning me, that is a problem. Am I even going the right way? I kind of assumed there wasn't a wrong way to go, but let me check. just take a quick look at the map, make sure. We went left, right? Yeah, we went left. Okay. So yeah, this is the right way. Ah, but this is where we need a key. Maybe one of the places we need a key. You better not shoot any acid spells at me. I mean, the only spells you guys have been using have been debuffs thus far, but better not be mixing that up, because I will be upset. Oh boy, 0 points. Ow. See, now they're mixing it up and throwing war spells in there. First, I think they just do little harmless debuffs. Then they start doing vulns, and now they start doing the frickin' war spells. I don't appreciate it. The... What are they? Zaralims? Zaralim? Probably Zaralim. They just do mana to health, self. You know, it's always such a redundant spell. I mean, I understand that it drains as much mana as is necessary to get the correct amount of health. So in that way, it's, you know, very useful. But it's also kind of redundant in that, you know, a heal spell takes mana to cast and it gives you health. So by definition, a regular heal spell is, you know, mana to health. Like stamina to health, I understand, because you're then spending a different resource to get health back. And that's actually my go-to if I'm wanting a heal spell that'll just heal me up to full no matter what. Okay, but here's the stamp. Yoink. And then there should be also something else. This thing. Very important. Now, where's the service portal? It doesn't seem to be one. I do wonder why they decided... I mean, I suppose maybe they were just like, newbies aren't even using the, you know, old starter areas anymore. So they're like, we'll just turn these into higher level zones now. Dude, leave me alone. I just wanted the surface portal. Man, they respawn fast in there. I mean, I barely got through out to the end. And then just came back directly, and they had already respawned at the beginning. Also, if that surface portal is tieable, technically you could have a free, you know, recall straight back to the settlement portals here, because they're right next to them. So that's kind of nice. I don't know why you would need a recall to the settlement portals when, you know, they're settlement portals. You know, if your house is in those settlements, you can just recall to the house. But I guess maybe your friend's house would be at the Samsur settlement portal, so you can just tie there and be able to go to their house really easily. I don't know. You know, I feel like we need a house that has a life stone outside of it. Because, like, you know, you have benches and fountains and other such things that houses have outside of them as, like, embellishment. I want a house that just has a full-on, you know, a full-on life stone sitting there. Oh, yeah, it was not capped at all. We just got the full 8.6 mil. Because, you know, double quest XP and all that. Also, we don't turn it into him. We need to go to Rithwick. So let's just lifestone. And then we can stamp this letter, go to Rithwick, and get our much better staff. That hopefully we can actually activate. Because this thing has very high arcane lore requirement. And I don't like it. Also, we don't need these books. Although, I guess they would be incredibly useful for people who aren't using the wiki to see the Atlan weapons stuff. Or someone who's not even familiar that, like, Atlan weapons exist. That would be quite useful. Get a little book detailing exactly how that works. And speaking of which, we should get an Atlan weapon at some point for this character. And an Asparian weapon. I believe there's another Asparian weapon, right? But that Elemental Slayer on the Asparian weapon is very nice. And then we'll need a third Asparian weapon for... Okay. We need one Atlan weapon that can change between the different elements. We need one Asparian weapon that's going to be a Shadow Slayer Asparian weapon. And we need one Atlan weapon that is going to be... Or no, and we need another Asparian weapon that's going to be just Elemental Slayer. Is this where the guy... It is. Okay. So stamp this. Give this, I think. Give me the right thing or I'm going to kill you. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, so Biting Strike, very useful for Void Magic. 10% increased nether damage. You get Defender, Mana Conversion 5, Spirit Drinker 5. How is this? Can't be wielded. Why not? Void Magic 290 base. That would explain it. Because we have 35. Well, let's see. 300 minus 30 would be 270, minus 5 would be 265. So we need quite a bit more Void Magic before we can even wield this, which is unfortunate. Although we've been increasing that, yeah, this stuff is still super cheap, whereas this is not. I've just been increasing that directly. So we can actually increase these significantly, by like 20 each, which will increase this by... That only increased it by 10, but that's fine. So let's see. If we increase that by 10, that means we'd be at 275 out of 290. And we need to do some math here. So this is at 1.4 mil. These are at 255,000. So 1.4 mil, half of that would be 700, half of that would be 350. So these each need to be at 350,000. Approximately. There we go. And now that is approximately 1/4 of the cost of this. Thus it is efficient. But that only increased this by an extra 2 points. So we are not at the point where we can use the staff yet. Which is upsetting. Because I want to use the staff. It's such a nice staff. But we will make do. You know, it's funny how the weapons have such a steep requirement that even at level 51, where I've invested heavily into my weapon skill, I still can't wield it. But then the armor is just like, yeah, you're level 40? It's good enough. You know, 40 is high enough level for me. No extra requirements, no arcane lore requirement, no like melee defense requirement, nah, nothing. Just put it on, it's fine. Free level 5 buffs for everybody. Does this have an arcane lore requirement? Yeah, but 85. That is wimpy. That is the smallest arcane lore requirement I've ever seen. Alright, but we're above level 50, which means we can go kill some eviscerators, get our MMDs, and then buy some spells. Which will be very nice. And we also have a bunch more money in here, because we got a bunch more stuff to sell. Medium stakes. There you go. Dang it. Do I need this? This is mana renewal rate by 200%. That's good. I might as well keep that. Ah, but is it as good as 10,000 value? If someone actually buys it for that, it's a decent amount of money. And I just use stamina to mana anyways. I don't really need mana renewal. So if you will buy this, then I'll sell it. No, you won't. How about the Archmage up here? Will you buy this? No. Okay, I'll just use it then. But then we need to go talk to this guy. Turn in these books. Das Bucher. Because we don't need them. Like, at all. Here you go, emo town crier man. Take it all. Now, I'll keep the stamp just in case we end up in a situation where we need it. Like if I want to get the Seasoned Explorer staff, then I can just keep the stamp and stamp a gold letter, go back to the Rithwick guy, which would be very easy to do. We do want you to take these. Okay, good day, sir. Do I need health tonics? I don't think I do. Will you take these? You will. Thank you, my good man. Our inventory is full of money, which is not a problem that I thought that I would be complaining about. You know, usually money is a very good thing, but it can be a very good thing in a separate pack, please. But it's also funny how, like, throughout the game, your strength increases and your bag space, you know, increases with the number of bags you can have. You can get the augmentations to get rid of the foci and all that. But in the early game, your bag looks like this, where you have millions of space right here and just the tiniest bit in the inventory. And then by the late game, this is almost full constantly. These are almost always full. It's like completely opposite. Also, I should have probably given this to the town crier. I do not need sturdy iron keys right now. Right. So we're going to kill some eviscerators. That is the plan. And take their notes. And then we're going to go to the breached hive and track down the small hive. Then we can get level 6 spells. Because yes, it makes perfect sense to wait and kill a bunch of other things with the less efficient spells than it is to just, you know, go get the spells right now. You know, the money. We gotta maximize our money by getting the free MMDs. Man, but I'm pretty excited to wield this. This will be very nice. That 290 base void magic is really painful for us. Ow, my good man, can you stop? Is that a silver tusker? Plated tusker, level 100. Okay. I was gonna say maybe we could go kill the silver tuskers, but I forgot what level they were. I think the silver tuskers are 80. Right? I mean, honestly, if we're able to tank the hits from this guy without too big of an issue, we might be able to do the plated tusker dungeon as well. I'm not sure. If it'll let us in, which it probably won't. I mean, level 100 enemies, it most certainly will be like, nah, you're not high enough level. We're protecting you from yourself. It's like, little me, Adam. It does kind of suck, though, how it has those level restrictions on it. I mean, if you can kill the enemies, you should be allowed in, though I suppose that's to stop people from just running low-level characters through it, which makes a lot of sense. You know, I wouldn't want someone just running a level 5 character through the Eviscerator dungeon or the Mutilator dungeon. Just get them like 20 levels from one turn in. So, makes sense. But still, seems a bit odd for me when I'm alone on the server and I can't even run people through things. Like, why do they have to restrict my freedom? Oh yeah, I was gonna rearrange all this to probably have these guys back here, like 4 and 5. Then maybe having this on 6. Because then that's 1 for heal, 2 and 3 are my main attacks, 4 and 5 are for stamina to mana, and then stamina. Then 6 is just whenever I want to do that. And 7? So these might want to be flipped. Okay. Just getting that all squared away. Because having to double click manually for any stamina to mana was a bit troublesome. So let's see how much these things kill us. Because these things are kind of scary. But you know, nothing is all that scary so long as you aren't vulned. That is essentially what Asheron's Call tries to teach you in the late game. They're just like, not vulned? You take almost no damage, you're fine. It's manageable. If you are vulned, things just one-shot you immediately. Have a good day. Whereas this guy's doing some damage whenever he crits. I mean, 15 damage normally, sometimes. And then 30 damage crits. That is quite painful. We'll have to go slowly in here and actually fight enemies. Can you not? Can you not open the door? Okay, you can. I was gonna say, all the other Ulthoi can open the door. Why can't you? I mean, luckily, while their attack skill is huge, and their damage numbers are terrifying, at the very least, they don't have high magic defense. That's all I can really, be grateful about in this situation. That I can actually hit them most of the time. It's like, no matter how upsetting it is that you can't hit an enemy with melee attacks, it's 10 times more upsetting when you can't hit an enemy with magic attacks. Because the magic attacks actually have, like, the spell wind-up, the cast time that you need to worry about. Whereas regular attacks, they're like a dime a dozen. But, if they block a level 7 bolt, that just wasted, like, 2 seconds of your combat time just by that one resist. And it's very upsetting. Ooh, gold letter. Maybe I'll be able to have the Seasoned Explorer thing before I'm even able to wield one. That would be nice. I should probably heal up. Dang wimpy heal spells. They're gonna get me killed one of these days. Although, I'm replacing them, like, right after this dungeon. Or after this dungeon and a couple other dungeons. Ooh, but the Breached Hive has eaters. I mean, we've been doing fine. Generally, the difficulty with eaters is that they have such high attack skill. Not necessarily that they do high damage. But they kind of do both. I'm certainly never going to be able to dodge a single attack from those eaters. Those things are terrifying. But we have to try. If we're getting obliterated, we always have the Aphis Lassel Portal Gem. Or, death is an option, I guess. Guy, you're supposed to be coming at me? Thank you. I was trying to be, cheeky and shoot my spell before they even came through the door. But I didn't notice that he hadn't noticed me, so that definitely puts a damper on the mood. Although, in both the Breached Hive and in the Small Hive, you don't necessarily need to actually kill the enemies. You can just run past them. And in theory, if we're fast enough, maybe the Eaters won't one-shot us, Just run so fast they can't even hit you once. And then, problem solved. Actually, our pants have nothing. We don't need them. These pants give us minor willpower. I just saw it for like 0.5 seconds, but dang it. Where's 244? Let's see. Can we get that? Can. Thank you very much. Very nice. Plus 5 extra willpower. And I guess it's a better armor spell? That's not really what I got it for, but I'll take it. I mean, better natural armor is always a good thing to have. It's also very odd that I have decided to use 8-9 whenever I'm healing with a healing kit, but I always have 1 be my healing spell when I'm casting. So you'd think that I would have it be 1, 2, and 1, but I do not. It's just very different processes in my brain as to if I'm healing with a spell as opposed to healing with a healing kit. So they require different buttons. And generally when I'm doing melee, I have time to reach over and hit 8-9, but when it comes to and you know, if I don't have time, then I'll need to be using an Aphis Lassel Portal Gem, which is why I have that on 1. It's just like, if I know I won't have time to heal, just spam 1 and it'll get you out of there right quick. But if I'm on a caster, you can't hit 1 to teleport out because it'll just hit 1 on your casting bar and not on the quick bar down here. Oh no. It's a battle of attrition. I just need to wear them down and then heal. And hope that, you know, eventually, if they don't crit, my healing will outpace their damage. At least it should. As long as they don't crit. This is not working. Yeah, that was not working. They were critting way too often. I mean, even their non-crits did a lot of damage. I mean, 10, 14, that's... Level 3 heal cannot keep up with that at all. Of course, if I was getting 40 health heals every time, then I probably could have outpaced them eventually, but you don't get the high-end healing every time, sadly. But we got what we ultimately needed, which is the letter. And then we can attempt to do the breached hive and the small hive and hope that they don't absolutely obliterate us. Which, you know, it's a fun situation to be in. But, to be fair, this quest does reward you with, you know, MMDs. So, I probably shouldn't be so stingy about why are these so difficult and make them easier, because they are MMD quests, and I am technically, like, right next to the minimum level for them. So, it should be expected. Breached hive. And if we see the small hive somewhere along the way, then we'll take a detour for that. I think I need my Virindi sense open. Make sure this still has small hive on it. It does. Good. Oh gosh, not the Gromnies. Run. Hey, small hive portal. Man, that's lucky. Although this place is filled with nobles, right? Legionaries up to nobles. So I think that's pretty high level. I also don't remember the path through here nearly as well. Though I can just kind of go off instinct, I guess. We'll just go wherever feels right. And hopefully that feeling will be correct. Okay, you go up here, you go right. This room should be close. No, it's the next room. Yeah, here it is. And then we get out immediately. I mean, these guys aren't all that tough. They're, at worst, as strong as the Eviscerators, but... I mean, Nobles have always just been a weird middle ground. They don't do as much damage as the Eviscerators, but they're higher level than the Legionaries. It's like... What niche are they filling? Why are they here? Why do you exist? They're just kind of lower damage output Eviscerators. Although, why am I in the Tusker place? Although technically, they might have more health than eviscerators. It might be that the eviscerators are like glass cannons, whereas the nobles are more tanky. I don't know. I haven't looked at their exact like health numbers before. All I know is generally the nobles don't do as much damage. I mean, where the eviscerators were doing 15 damage, they're doing 6. So really kind of disappointing. And then the eaters do even more damage. So in the end, Ulthoi are pretty tough. Eaters even tougher. Much, much tougher. Hmm. You know, it really sucks having to like share a wall with neighbors. Mainly because I am a very paranoid person. So whenever I feel like a door slamming in one of the neighbors' houses, I'm like, did someone slam our front door? Did someone come in? No one's supposed to be here right now. Are we all gonna die? And, you know, then 2 seconds have passed and I'm like, oh, it was probably nothing. Probably just the neighbors. But then again, that's what they want you to think. You know? They just they make a noise and then they wait just long enough for you to be sitting there rationalizing like, it was probably the neighbors. And the second they hear you saying out loud to your stream, it was probably the neighbors, they're just like, all right, we're in the clear. Now it's time to loot this place. And then they realize I have nothing of value to steal, and so they leave peacefully. I'm sure that's how it works, right? Okay, well, we're at full health. We have our Aphislassal Portal Gem should things go horrifically awry, which I am expecting them to, honestly. Which is why I have my hand over the Aphislassal Portal Gem, you know. Can never be too safe. Here comes the Eaters. Like, here comes the sun, but a much, 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 much worse version of it. I need to heal. That one crit really set me into the danger zone. You see why these guys suck? They hit so often. Yeah, not gonna be able to do that. 2 notes is enough. We're taking it, and we're leaving. Because you see, they don't necessarily do a lot more damage than eviscerators, but they hit multiple times per attack. Like, this, I'm pretty sure, is one attack, because I start a spell and then I end a spell in between their 2 attacks, so they hit twice every time, which seems to be a gimmick that the developers of Asheron Skull learned while making the Throne of Destiny expansion, because I'm fairly certain before that, you rarely, if ever, see enemies that do more than one attack at a time. But then the second they get to there, you have Eaters doing more than one attack, Thrungus do more than one attack, which I'm pretty sure were added in Throne of Destiny, because they're usually encountered on the new islands that were added then. So it's just like, they just learned they could do that and decided to throw that on multiple enemies. Oh no, I guess it was also the same time they added two-handed, right? Or right around the same time? So that would make sense, because two-handed also hits twice in a row, so might be all part of the same code. But it is very upsetting, because once again, as I said, those Eaters, they don't do a lot more damage than eviscerators, but even one Eater was completely kicking my butt, which I probably could have made it if I'd kept moving, but I foolishly was like, oh yeah, I can probably, you know, stop and heal up real quick just to be more secure, because the next area I was going to go into, the next room, had more Eaters. Though usually you lose all of the Eaters if you're running fast enough through the dungeon. You kind of spin around corners and the Eaters get stuck and then de-aggro. So generally, you lose the Eaters by the time you get to the chest to pick up the item, but since I stopped, I had the Eater on me for an extended period of time, and that, you know, but I wouldn't have freaked out if I hadn't gotten crit that first attack by the Eater. And thus it just everything spiraled. Really, it's just how things go. Oh yeah, so we go to our Quick, and then we should have enough money, hopefully, to get level 6s of all of our stuff. Now, the one issue of my idea of, oh, we'll just get the level 6s at the actual Scriveners is I'm pretty sure level 6 spells are only available in Iron Bekur. So, no chance of that happening. Like, for another while. I think I'm going to want to be like level 100 before I attempt the run to Iron. I guess I could try to summon a portal there, but I'm not tied there with anyone, so. You. Why am I talking to you? I need to tell, not just double click. So what would you cost for level 6 spells? 12 MMDs. Yeah, that is I did say Life Magic had a lot more spells. Okay, but then Creature Magic has even more. Mr. Creature Magic, I don't want your things, but just humor me. How much would this cost? 20. Oh my gosh, those are expensive. They certainly make you pay for the convenience of using their services there. We'll get the Void Magic. Oh yeah, and I don't need to double click on them. I don't know why. That's just my first reaction whenever I try to talk to an NPC is just double click on them. It'll be fine. We'll get level 6 Void Magic. Because I'm not going to Ironbecker. And that will at least give us some very much nicer spells. I mean, look at this. 100 to 200 points of nether damage, whereas originally I was doing 60 to 100. So that pretty much well, about a little less than doubles the damage baseline that this does. That is very nice. Ooh, and we'll need the Pyreal. That's it. Because Platinum, right. So Platinum P is for, or no, Platinum Scarabs. The P is the bigger version. The Scarabs, Platinum ones are for level 7s. The Pyreal ones are for level 6s. And then the gold ones were for level 5s. That's why I never remembered which ones the gold ones were for, because I never used level 5s. I generally jump straight to level 8s, or to level 6s, and then level 7s like we did here. So we might as well just replace all this, because why not? We'll need them eventually. Oh, we already got Streak. Blast. Nether Arc. That's me. Festering Curse. Destructive Curse, very important. Corruption. Less important. Corrosion, very nice. And is there anything else? No, that's about it. Okay. So, I think, first of all, we need to go and buy... Let me go to my regular Archmage. Can I get a stipend again? Good sir. Has it been a week? I don't think it has. It has. Well, not a full week. But the quest timers on this server are lowered, so I think it's more like 4.5 days that the quest timer on that is. So let's see. Do we go to our regular? I think we do. So my regular Archmage that I always go to is the Mayoi one, because they have pretty much everything you ever need, except for level 8s. But once you're casting level 8s, you most likely have access to a society, and you can just basically go there, because they sell the mana scarabs for a good price at any society vendor. But until then, I run way out into the wilderness outside Mayoi and buy my stuff from them. Because honestly, it's good. Good prices. Good place. They sell a lot of stuff. All the way up through platinum scarabs. But it is a bit of a long run when you're not high level. And a bit of a dangerous run, too. I mean, I think at this point, these things won't be like, yeah, level 50. I mean, that's pretty terrifying. But, 50s, 30s, that's not going to be an issue. When you're higher level, this run goes a lot faster. I still need to upgrade this. And why does none of my armor upgrade run or quickness? I mean, it might upgrade quickness. I don't know. We'll get some extra of that. What are you? Dread Madikar? I don't have all the spell components. I will kill you with level 1s. Because I'm just that disrespectful. Okay. Because I think Dread Madikar Claw, or Dread Madikar Paws, I think, were one of the mansion purchase items I wanted. And even though I already have them, it would always be nice to have more, you know? Because I did already farm those quite extensively. Hello, I'm back on a different character, so you don't recognize me. Isn't that fun? Yeah, you see, spell components, they have everything. They even have everything in P form. So you can get even your smaller things in this form and then cut them up. Oh, you can buy the P's here. I wonder if that's more... Is that more money efficient? Let me crunch some numbers here. Because it would be nice to be able to hold more. Oh, but they don't have Platinum P. So you wouldn't even be able to do that for level 7s. But for the Pyreal ones, let's see. We take a Pyreal P. You get 20 Scarabs out of it. So, this costs 55,000. Whereas this costs 1,000. So no, it is not more efficient. I was like, maybe you get more, bang for your buck if you buy them in the P form and then split them, but you most certainly do not. That is not how life works, apparently. So we'll just buy them here. We need a few, because you burn through more and more scarabs the higher level of spell it is. So we'll get 40 of those, and then get back up to 1,000 of our... Why do I have it like this? This is inverted. It's supposed to have the tapers and then lowest level scarabs to highest level. So there we go. And we need 888. Okay. I think. Get that back up to a good 1,000 tapers. Usually you don't need more than 1,000 tapers on you, so long as you're keeping an eye on it. But I have been known to not keep an eye on it and run out of tapers, which is why when I'm higher level and have even more burden space to work with, I usually carry around 2,000 tapers, just in case, Can never have too many, really, unless you're overburdened. Specifically because you're carrying like 10,000 tapers on you. Then you probably have too many. Maybe stick with like 5,000 tops. But if I had better memory, 1,000 would most certainly be enough. I mean, it's been a while since I'd actually bought any tapers, and yet I still had 900 out of 1,000. So really, it will last you a long time. I'm just paranoid about it. So let's see. We need to go back to Arwick to turn in these Ichors. I still don't know if it's supposed to be Ichor or Ichor. Oh, wait, you don't... I was supposed to be turning this into you. Thank you. And I'm keeping the lucky gold letter in case I want to stamp it for a better nether staff at some point, or, something else. It doesn't weigh much. I don't think. Yeah. Doesn't weigh much, so might as well just hold on to it. But we'll turn these in, because I think even low stakes can give you golden gromnies. So show me the gold. Those are not golden gromnies. Although this sells for a decent bit, so I'm happy, It's not the thing I need, but it's something that gives me money. And money is the source of all happiness, as they say. Because you can spend it and get things. Specifically, in my case, things like better spells. Because they refuse to let me learn higher level life magic without spending, a large fortune. I mean, at this level, 12 MMDs is like 10 times my life savings. Alright, so we don't need licorice rats. I mean, the licorice rats come in handy in like one or two circumstances in your entire character's life. Such as if you're trying to get through the carved caves, then sometimes you might not have enough jump skill to just jump straight up closer to the end, and you might fall. Thus, licorice rat would be useful. Or you might be trying to escape out the walled portals to get somewhere you need to go, and maybe your jump skill just isn't high enough to get out of the walled portals. You know? Then the licorice rat comes in handy. But other than those very specific places, usually licorice rat is useless. Honestly. But it is what it is. I mean, we can't judge the rat for not being all that useful. He's doing his best. His best just kind of sucks. Not gonna lie. Ooh, my high enough level I am. I can get either creature or item enchantment. I don't think either one would be all that useful right now, but I can get them. And that's what's important. I guess creature? Alright. Very nice. Because what creature spells does this actually give us? None. So I was right to go for creature enchantment, because I was like, if we could just give ourselves like even just level 5s of creature enchantment, which I think you get level 5s in Cragstone, right? I believe so. Of course, item enchantment would have let me, do teleportation and everything, but as of right now, I'm not too interested in being able to teleport. It's not gonna be a big deal for the first while. Oh, I should probably finish up the facility hub. That was one of the things I wanted to do this stream, but I kind of completely got off track. I was like, oh yes, real quick, we're just gonna go and do some good old pincers and tusks. It'll be a quick detour. And then I completely forgot. We're like 10 levels later. And I'm just completely derailed the entire thing to go do that. But we need to remember where we were on this. Because I finished Trothier's Rest. I'm pretty sure I finished Hunter's Leap. I remember having to go back and repair the bow. I remember the Fledgemaster, because he almost destroyed us. I remember the Conquest Dungeon, because I remember getting that Explorer Mace. Did we do Catacombs of the Forgotten? What does that give you? Is that the Ancient Arbalist? No, I don't think so. What say you? Have I done your quest? Oh, it's the Jeet. Yeah, so this is where we were. We have not yet done the Jeet. And we can test out our level 6 spells. Now, isn't this... I think this is the linear one. It's funny, because this dungeon is so very linear, and yet I get lost in it so often. Because the only place that you can get lost is when there's a way you can go right, and if you don't go right, it's not here. Here it doesn't matter. But it's like there's a place coming up at some point here that you can go right that leads you deeper into the dungeon, and if you don't go right, it sends you around the loop again. Get wrecked. Oh, you're gonna stand in my way too? You know, it'd be smart of you to just move. But we can cast level 6s. That is for certain. You know, of course, I can't glitch past these enemies, you know, and they're... Yeah, see, it's right here. If you just go around and keep, like, going straight, you will end up circling back to the beginning of the dungeon. And it is a problem. I have done that multiple times. Where it's just like, oh yeah, we just keep moving, it's pretty linear, we shouldn't be able to get lost, and all of a sudden, after running for twice as long as I think I should, I end up back at the beginning. And I'm like, dang it. How did I get here? It's the Jeet should be right here. Gimme. Now, see you guys later. See you on my next character, possibly. We got the Jeet. You find my Jeet, bring it to me, and I will reward you. Will you now? I don't need your reward. I do have a one-handed character that uses this, but I don't think I need that for this character. We'll just hand that to you. Alright, 1 million XP. Isn't that totally worth it? Okay. Oh, this one's easy, I think. Isn't this the acid mace? Acid axe. Yep. Village of Suntik was known for its creation of acid axes. That it was. But now it's filled with all these wimpy manugas. And we just need to run in here, grab the last remaining acid axe, which is just in this room. Bro, out of my way. Ow. These dang zephyrs. Okay, we'll just go in the back door. It's not connected. Okay, do you guys want me to kill all of you? Because if you keep getting in my way, I will have no choice but to wipe the floor with every single one of you. I don't want to do that because it'll be slightly faster for me to just grab this and go. You know, your death is simply an inconvenience to me. But I will put up with it should you force my hand. They didn't force my hand. It's fine. Though they did damage me a bit with that frickin' spell that Zephyr threw at me. That was rude. Don't they know I don't have high-level healing spells yet? I have done well, and I have. Banderling camps. This one should also be easy, right? Yeah, it's just the quarterstaff of fire. You just go here, kill some banderlings, and skedaddle. I should be able to kill them rather easily with my level 6 spell. What the heck kind of a weapon is that? A casrula. Casrula? Hey kid, what kind of a weapon you got there? Your casrula. Like a casserole? It just looks like a regular mace. Okay. Well. Get destroyed. No shadow shards. Very sad. One shot. Alright. Yeah, that definitely sets the tone for how this fight is gonna go. I'm gonna destroy you all. And everything will be great. Oh, resisted. I see this guy's the boss around here. Able to resist one singular spell. You know, good for him. Alright, well none of that else is important. Let's get out of here with our quarterstaff o' fire. It's a decent enough weapon. I mean, I don't know why level 50 enemies are sitting around holding a weapon that has level 3 spells on it. I mean, by the time you're level 50 and easily able to kill those things, usually you're wanting to use something a bit more nuanced than level 3 spells. You know? That's just... It just seems weird to me. I like your armor. It's very heavy armor, and I like the blue. Alright, now, this one, a bit harder. Because there's a lot of enemies. Like, a ton. And they're all around level 40 or 50. Can I hit this guy when he's... Yes, I can. Because he was all collapsed. I was like, can I actually hit him like that? I don't know. But yeah, I just killed that guy to send a message. It's fine. This is the hard-headed skeleton. Let's shoot him a spell before he even wakes up. Alright, some good damage. And he's down. Okay, then we'll just teleport here, but I think we need to go turn in the axe to Jimbo and then take whatever he gives us to the person, right? Yeah, return it to him in Arwick and then come back with whatever he gives. So, I just didn't want to try to lifestone in the middle of 100 skeletons, you know? Seems weird, you know? Anyone else would jump at the chance to lifestone with enemies around, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Especially because those guys could cast spells. Like, their melee attacks did almost nothing, but their spells are still kind of scary. So luckily I know exactly where this guy is in Arwick. Although, it kind of makes me wonder, because the old starting quests that were upgraded to level 80, I could go and do those for like 8 million a pop. Just like that, you know, that last one I did to get the stamp was just an easy 8.5 million XP. So, would it be more efficient to go and do that rather than to be doing the facility hub? How do I get over to this guy? Maybe he's in this tower. Maybe you need to jump up or kind of get across from other parts of the wall. Because this tower just conveniently doesn't have a way to do that. From the ground. It's very annoying. Okay, well this leads up to the... Oh wait, is this where you go for the... Yeah, I know this is the Tumorok guy. I thought the other dude was in the same tower somewhere. I suppose not. He might be over by the stipend guy. Yeah, you're not the right dude. Let's see. Might be in this corner over here. Yeah, Jacob. There he is. I was remembering completely different NPC from a different facility hub quest, which we will be doing fairly soon, I think. Well, not fairly soon, actually. That's pretty far. Wait, no, that's the last facility hub quest that I'm thinking of. So yeah, we won't be doing that for a little bit. So here you go, my good man. Give me my XP. Ooh, the Haunted Mansion. Now, I like this one because this portal gets you real close to the, you know, Cavernous Ulthoi dungeon. I do not like this one because it is a long quest. You know, compared to the other facility hub quests where if you just memorize the dungeon, you can go and get the item easy. With this, for some reason, I can memorize every dungeon in the game, but I cannot memorize the layout of mansions. At least not fully. I do remember wherever you go upstairs, which is around here, right? Right. So there's a tower. At the top of the tower is one of the items. And I just need to find near the entranceway, I believe, is another one of the items. And then in his bedroom is another one. But how many are there? Ooh, undead femur bone. Thank you very much. Okay. Got the plate. It's always bothered me that these stairs are set up in, like, opposite directions. Okay. Well, hi, Mark. So let's see, was it near the entrance or was it over here? Yeah, it was near the entrance. Let's see if we can't find the entrance then. Fun. Though I have to admit, this entire quest is actually a really nice storyline. You know, like if you get the book of the guy, it has a nice little story to it. Okay, I think his bedroom's somewhere here on the second floor. Find more stairs up. Probably towards all the enemies. You know, that's most likely where... Wrong spell. Ursenrug alive. Well, thank you for, you know, specifying. I did not notice that it was alive. But I see why they call it that, because you can't have an Ursenrug dead if, you know, it just its corpse disappears. Okay. I think that's all 3 items. Was there a 4th item? Hello, Ursenrug alive. Get destroyed. Okay. Now we need to find the entrance, or an exit, of any kind, and get the heck out of here. Turn in our quest. Get our good loot. I'm so lost. These mansions are just... Here we go. It's so hard to remember where you are. Right, I have like a basic idea. If I see certain rooms, I know what rooms are adjacent to them, but not always. It isn't a exact science, really. Thank you. This is my antique platter. Precious emerald. It's not a lot of XP, but a decent amount. And some money. Thank you. And did we need to give you the old chronicle? I think that gives us the book. Or it flags us for the... Oh, we need it translated. Okay. Well, I'm not doing that part of the quest. See you later. Because I think that is part of the quest that gives you the creepy couch. Which I have already done that quest. And thus I do not need to do it again. Because, I mean... One should only have a certain number of creepy couches in their house. And that number is generally not more than 1. So here you go. Give me money. Oh, is this the lower level area? Oh, it is. I went to the 35s first. I was like, why is this giving less money? less XP, as it were. Okay, this is the Ancient Arbalest. And I do remember, somewhat, the way through this dungeon. Let us hope that I actually remember the way through the dungeon and don't have to immediately take back what I just said. Because I believe... Oh, but it takes... Does it require lockpicking? No, I don't... It shouldn't. Maybe it does. Have I ever done this without lockpicking? Then you go down here. Might have been down the other way. But we'll see. It's still moving forward. And once you're here, you go right. The Arbalist is in one of these back rooms. Okay. Good, no lockpicking required. Oh, all these spells. I'm not a fan. Stop throwing spells at me. That's kind of all that Zephyrs do, though. Zephyrs, Wisps, all those kinds of enemies, they just love to throw spells around. And not much else. No, don't give it to the door. Give it to the person next to the door. Thank you. Alright, and then this is the Might Maze. We're definitely going to need to go home and sell all these random trinkets we got so that we can not be overburdened. Because if you're overburdened in the Might Maze, usually that ends badly. And we want it to end well, for the most part. We're level 55. Hey dude, buy pretty much any of this that you will buy. Might want to keep that, and everything else we can get rid of. Thank you, my good man. And anything else we'll just give to Town Crier. Because this Arbalist weighs a lot. I mean, it makes sense. Arbalists are very heavy crossbows, but still, why it's gotta be like that? And we're not going to be doing that quest, so we just give the note over. Gotta keep the inventory somewhat clean. Clean-ish. Okay, then we can just go back. Then we need to do the Might Maze, which... Do I remember the way through the Might Maze? I might. I honestly have no idea. Because it's kind of a toss-up. I like the white Ulthoi armor, though. That is styling. Though I don't know how Ulthoi armor exactly relates to the Might Maze. You know, I'm gonna be honest with that. Oh. You're a special guy. I remember you. Oh, you just summoned the portal. Right. No thanks. I thought he might have dropped a portal gem, but no, he just summons a gateway, and I don't remember exactly what quest that was, so we're not gonna risk it. You know, we have a mission to do. We have a mission semi-plausible. Okay, then we go up this way, right? If we go this way and then we reach a place... No, this is wrong. Yeah, and you see why you don't want to go in here while overburdened. You would never evade these guys if you're at all overburdened around this level. So no, this is not the right way. This is close, though. I was close. I needed to go through this room, not up this ramp. I knew it wasn't feeling right. But it was close enough, like in the right ballpark, that I allowed it. But no, we're supposed to go this way. And then we go into this big room, which is signified by the Tusker right here. That is how you know you're going the right way. Some random Tusker, way out of his element, in some Might Maze, which I still have no idea why he's there. Like, you know how far away this is from Aphis Lassel? Like, so very far. Okay, now we're in the final room area. 200 damage. That is nice. IE indeed. You're just running circles around me. What the heck? Alright, well, none of them probably drop anything too important, so we'll ignore them. And move on. Where did you come from, my guy? Why do you keep spinning around me? Like, stay in one place, so I can ignore you easier. Oh, we got a tough guy, huh? So how am I gonna get 12 MMDs? That is the real question. And should I even? Probably not. I should probably, in all honesty, try to just get to... Oh, I one-shot her. Okay. Well, good day. I don't even think we need to kill her. I think we need the staff. You guys are annoying. Get out of here. Yeah, because that gets us the Might Queen staff, which is nice, I guess. And I guess we got a letter? I don't think I've ever read that letter. But that's fine. We can read it now. My dear Alatar, it is wonderful to hear from you again. It's been years. I hear stories about your adventures, of course, but that's not the same as a letter. I'm glad to know you're well, and that you haven't lost your sense of humor. The tale of your stay with the undead, that was hilarious. I was laughing so hard I had to read it aloud to Boraline. He thought his mother had gone mad. Oh, and it was kind of you to ask after him. I knew well your feelings about children, but let me assure you that Bor is well past the drooling stage. He's a bright little boy, giggling and serious by turns, but always polite. And so smart. He reminds me always of his father. But he is already he is already his own person, and indeed has already left his own mark on our new world. With more to come as he matures, I know. Asheron says... But no, I'm sorry. I know how you feel about Asheron also. And I don't want our first correspondence in a decade, to annoy you. I remember your annoyed face with your brow beetled. Beetled? Is that a word? Am I saying that right? I don't know. Beetled and your mouth puckered. And I have no wish to inflict that image on myself any longer. But you rogue, you have annoyed me already with that talk of queen. I forbid you to call me that, old friend, and if you do it again, I shall dispatch royal guards to find you. It is good to be the queen indeed, and asking if I have used my position to secure romantic engagements, well, let me just say that I was so incensed by that question that I am considering putting up a monument to you in the middle of Holtberg. Is that threat enough to make you hold your tongue? But you know that I am joking with you, Alatar. In truth, there is a certain young man, but it has not yet gone beyond the certain young man stage. We are friends, we talk, and I do not know if I wish to pursue the matter beyond that. Although I rather think he would be willing. We shall see. As for the rest of it, let me lapse into seriousness. Although I know how you hate that, I do not feel adequate to this task, Alatar. I did not mean to become queen. Interesting. But there were things that needed doing and no one was doing them, and so I did them. And once I had handled the immediate tasks, there were more and more and always more, and suddenly I was not just the person doing... I was the person in charge of doing. I'm still rather confused as to how that came about exactly, but I haven't much time to think of it, because there's still so much more to do. What saddens me is the attitude, and I know that it exists, for I have seen it in some. What does this mean? Is the. At first I was like altitude, but no. It definitely says attitude. I'm guessing it's just attitude in general, not a specific attitude. And I know that it exists, for I have seen it in some eyes. I'm assuming that's like eyes of our subjects, then? I don't know. I got a bit derailed on my, reading. Okay. That I am doing this for my own aggrandizement, aggrandizement, or from a sort of power lust or megalomania. That attitude is so foreign to me, as you well know, old friend, that I cannot puzzle it out even a little. How could anyone enjoy this terrible job, this constant worry and politicking? Is that a word? Politicking? This eternal struggle to mend so many desperate threads into into one strong realm? Is that a typo? I don't know. I think perhaps that part of the problem arises because I am most visible when there is some trouble, and thus many come to associate me with troubled times. Goodness knows that we have had our share of flamboyant trouble in the past few years. They do not see our efforts, not mine alone, of course, but the councils to hold us together, to keep our fragile society alight, and to grow it into a place of peace and plenitude for all. Take this recent bother with the shopkeepers. More recent arrivals tend to consider themselves residents of Dareth altogether, but many of the first arrivals still live wholly in one place and feel their first loyalty is to that town. There is no sin in that, of course, but in this parochialism? What even is? I've never heard that word, I don't think. Uh, in this parochialism, they have chosen to exclude others. Why, it was all I could do to convince the shopkeepers to no longer charge a tax on trade notes from other towns. You would think I had asked for their firstborn, but eventually, reluctantly, they agreed. Although, even then, they raised their prices to compensate, but I still counted a win overall. And so we are one step closer to a united Dareth, and dare I say it, perhaps one day a banking system such as we knew in Isfar. But enough of that, old friend. I have no wish to weary your grizzled old ears with such maundering. Suffice it to say that I am happy in my life, if not always content. I have my son, I have my friends, and I have my work. That is enough. But if there were one more thing I could ask, it would be more letters from old friends. You do not know how your missive cheered my day. You must write again, and soon, and tell me more of your wonderful stories of adventure and exploration. I will send this off now, but I remain. Your friend always, Alyssa. Uh-huh. So, that is Queen Alyssa. Eliza? I've always just said Alyssa. Alyssa? I don't know. There's a lot of different ways it could be pronounced, and I've never heard the name actually pronounced. So, might be Eliza, though. But usually that has a Z. So it might be Alyssa. Or Elissa. It depends on where you're, putting the, you know, the harder syllable. But anyways, that's cool. I've never read this note. I don't know why the Might Queen was holding on to it. Maybe the person or a person that was attacked by the mites was a messenger, or perhaps Braith themselves, which it's Branith, not Braith. Perhaps Branith themselves was the person that the queen was writing to, which is kind of sad if that's true. Okay, we're already in attack mode. All right, this one's not difficult, I don't think. I think this, you just go up, and then there's like an undead at a certain point, and you kill them, and then you're done. Up. Oh, this is a dead end. That's not the up. We need more up. Wait, are these? No, they're copper golems. Okay. For a second, I thought I was stuck next to iron golems, and those are level 160. I sure hope if there were iron golems in this dungeon that they replaced them. I know they were real lazy when it came to replacing the iron golems in the spawn maps of other zones, but if they're in here, they better have replaced them, or we are going to die. Very much. Granite golems, that's fine. Yeah, most of this is perfectly alright. Keep going up wherever we can. Okay, copper. That's just copper, right? More granite. That's fine. You're the special, not fully special, but somewhat special reed shark there. That always guards these stairs, and I usually can't get past them. Okay, but they're kind of moving. That's good. Okay, and then we have the library, where we have the Revenant, and an even more special. Oh, you have a lot of health. Most enemies, level 6 Netherbolt just obliterates, but Revenants are apparently quite, you know, hardy. Okay, we get Hammer of Lightning. Nothing from there. And we're out. Goodbye. Easy as that. And actually, I assume that that guy took so many hits because he was a special Revenant. Perhaps a regular Revenant would still get obliterated like normal. Alright, here is your hammer. Thank you for your XP. Ooh. Nuvilis. Dang Nuvilis. We're not going for that one immediately. Dry Reach. Oh, this one. This one sucks. No offense, but this one, it's a lot of running and a lot of killing tomb rocks. Because for this person to even talk to us, we need to get them a amulet from one of the tomb rocks, one of the high level tomb rocks, which are these guys, groups of level 80s. Except for this guy, he's level 60. So, you know, we can obliterate him first. Really? Okay, one-shotted. Very nice. How did that do? Did not one-shot you. Very sad. But having this kind of distance means we can dodge their stupid spells. Oh gosh. That one was a little harder to dodge, I will admit. Alright. Now we hope that they drop a medallion, or amulet, or whatever it is. Insignia, that was it. It's a gold tomb rock insignia. And it can drop off of any of these guys as far as I know. I wonder if you had enough jump skill, could you... No. I was gonna say, could you jump up to the second floor of that tower that is like halfway through the quest? But first of all, I don't think that they would even accept the quest item, because you need to even start the quest, you need to finish all of this. But also, I seem to remember that the second floor on the tower has a door on it. Stop resisting. Level 1 spell, go. Thank you. Hey, it's the insignia. Okay. I knew the special taskmaster guy would have a good chance of dropping one. Because the gladiators themselves, not so much. You can kill like 5 groups of those gladiators and not get a single insignia. But taskmaster, apparently, better drop chance. Or I just got luckier. Who knows? So we got to go here, give them the insignia, then go over there, or there. I think it's this one. Go into the basement, find the person, then go all the way over that direction, go to the tower, kill the guard outside, get the key, unlock the tower, grab the supplies, go back over to that house, give the supplies to the person, come back here, talk to them, quest done. Easy, right? I like how I didn't even talk to her in the first place. Because when you talk to her first, she's like, I need to see an insignia to prove you can kill the Tumoroks. And so it makes sense being like, perhaps you can help me. But I just show up. I've never talked to her before in my life. I just show up one day and I'm like, here's an insignia. And she's like, perhaps you can help me. Like, it's kind of weird that she never even asked me for this and I just kind of show up with it. But void magic gives one access to abilities some might find unnatural. She thinks she hears someone coming. Where might that someone be? I think they just spawned. Tumorok guard, yeah. Easy. Okay, this is the tower key, right? Let's see. If you can locate my belongings and get my components and teleport myself away from here, the Tumoroks who took my belongings just left and we're traveling north. You need to hurry. Not much time remains. And then she hears someone coming. So I assume this key maybe opens the tower. Maybe. I don't remember. I thought the guy outside the tower dropped the tower key, but who's to say? I mean, they dropped this key for a reason. So it has to unlock something related to this quest, I'm sure. Otherwise, why would the guard spawn there? Why would you need to kill him? It's a nice house. There's a little corpse outside. And nothing inside except for a little bed, an empty fireplace. Very nice. There's the tower. So we go to the tower, use the key, get the belongings, run back, give her the belongings, talk to her sister, and everything will be great. And hopefully this unlocks this door, or else we will be surrounded by enemies. Okay. Okay. Get us up here. Oh, and it doesn't have a door on it. Interesting. So you could, if you have enough jump skill, you could jump to the second floor of this tower and not worry about getting the key in the first place. But I don't know if you'll be able to pick up that bag if you don't have, the flag for the last part of the quest. So, I don't know how useful that would be. But in theory, you probably could. Or, if you had maxed out lockpicking, plus every lockpicking spell in the game, plus a lockpicking rare, you might, after like a dozen attempts, be able to unlock that door without needing the key. So, that's also an option. Instead of killing like a level 60 guard and taking their key, you could just, get up to very high level, get incantation of lockpicking mastery, incantation of weaken lock, and all applicable spells, and a rare gem of lockpicking, and that could work. I do wonder how much of a level difference is required to be able to pick something. Because in theory, could you pick, with just a lockpick, one of those gauntlet chests? Because that's like 9,000 difficulty. And I'm pretty sure if you have less than half the skill of the difficulty, then you just can't pick it at all. Right? Oh, she's not going to say. I don't need to actually come back to her. I think I just need the ring here. It's pretty nice, all things considered. I mean, my armor already gives me both of those, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, already gives me magic resist. So, ring, not necessary, but... You know, it's always bothered me that she doesn't say anything. It's just like, hey, I rescued your sister that you were just begging me to save. And she's like, it is good to see you for the first time ever, and we have never talked. Like, what's that about? Why does she not remember who I am? And now we need to go kill Baron Nervolius. Or Nuvilis? Nuvilis? This guy sucks. This is not a fun quest already. As you may remember from, you know, the last time I did this. I think this was the first quest that had like a solid half-hour long fight in it. At least on my two-handed. It won't be so difficult this time. And we have level 6 void magic. That this guy is gonna melt. There's a lot of skeletons in here. I don't think I'm gonna be able to, you know, kill them all. Okay. Well, the Baron's up here. Let's kill some guys. Clear the area a bit. You guys sure like your debuffs. Sad to say, it won't help you one little bit. Except when I fizzle. That is probably going to be quite beneficial for you. Okay. Imagine trying to beat the whole game just with level 1 spells. I'm sure you could. Yeah, that Bone Knight is a bit stronger than I thought they'd be. And can you stop with the debuffs? Probably have every debuff in the game already. Oh, I don't have enough mana. That is unfortunate. Luckily, stamina to mana costs almost nothing because it's a level 3 spell. I should at least get level 6 stamina to mana and level 6 revitalize and level 6 heal, if I'm being honest. And I'm overburdened. Okay, he doesn't do much damage. I want to get rid of his buddy here. Oh yeah, and I do some good damage against him. Oh yeah, this guy's gonna be obliterated. Wow, I just 3-shot him. Alright. Well, so long, suckers. Yep, as suspected, much harder on the two-handed character. I think I might have tried to do that before getting the Explorer armor. And that kind of made it so I couldn't hit him very well. And when I did, it did not do much damage. But this time, I was a bit over-prepared and 3-shot the loser. So, all is well. Then we need to talk with you. And this guy's gonna be like, hey, go kill some Burren or something. I don't care. That's like literally what he says. Don't read down here. It's fine. I just told you exactly, word for word, what he says. That's exactly it. How can I only select the guy's spear? Okay. That's fine. So we need to kill these guys. They're like level 80, 60, 50. Man, you guys are wimpier than I thought. And then we just gotta loot them, look for random texts. Guys, can you stop with the spells? I know I'm casting spells, but that doesn't give you permission to cast spells back. I mean, it's just rude, really. And they have a good amount of health. It takes 2 shots to actually kill them. Or, of course, I could try, you know, the damage over time, but how much does this actually do? 288. Okay. Maybe that would be worth it. But I believe, while in the quest details, it specifies that you need a specific text. I do not believe that it is actually true. I think it's any one of the texts that you can turn in and get the reward for. So we're going to be running with that assumption. Yeah, that's bad. I forgot to stamina to mana. That's fine. Are these all ruffians? Okay, we're fine. Oh yeah, the rank 1 does not do nearly enough damage to hurt these guys. We'll just stick with the bigger spell. The level 1 spell is really only just to finish them off when they're at little tiny sliver of health. Okay. No texts. Need to kill more. Maybe I should level up my mana conversion. That might be smart. What is our mana conversion? It is fairly low. Get a few points in there. It's just more ruffians. Okay, 1 corpse is over there, don't forget. And he's dead. Alright. Easy game. But we have not found the sacred texts. Nothing. Usually it doesn't take this long to find them. I mean, half the time on the first group I kill, it just drops right there. Of course, you got the Watcher of the Dead, but that's for an Ancient Armor quest, which not only are we not high enough level to do, but also, well, actually, there might be a level 40 version of it, now that I think about it. Ethereal Wisp, I think you joined the wrong party here. One shot with the level 1 spell. Any texts? Whatsoever? Nothing. I'm being real stingy today. Well, let's get those vitals back up. Probably good enough. We'll just say it's good. Leave it at that. How do you keep phasing through my spells? You're not supposed to do that. That's illegal. Alright, we got some adepts in here. Not my favorite. We were fizzling. Not my favorite. Although given the amount of time it takes, or the amount of damage it takes to kill these things, I actually think the corruption spell, or corrosion spell, might one-shot these guys. Nothing. We got Mossworts and the Burin continue this direction. Lower level Burin. Once again, stop phasing through my spells. A lot of enemies seem to be doing that nowadays. I don't appreciate it. You little life givens out of power. What do you mean? Alright, well, we're gonna need to find some items of high mana. That ran out really quick. 500's not that much, but... Is that a mud golem vice? No, it's just regular mud golem. It looked bigger in the water. Let's see if we can drain some of this stuff. Get our amulet back. It's weird, because I just charged all my stuff earlier today. And now it's already out of mana again. I don't appreciate it. 800, good enough. Although, don't we still have some items I needed to get rid of? Such as, for instance, we probably... Actually, can we use this? Is this going to be useful for us? 0% mana conversion, no melee defense, but decent spells. It gives War Magic Mastery. It has Biting Strike? Was that... I don't think that's worth it. We still can't use this just yet. We're getting close. This isn't useful for us. We only need 100 more, so yeah, we're pretty much fully charged. We'll just call it good. Okay, we got a lot more enemies around here. Oh, these are the level 80s. It's weird that the level 80s are mixed in with the level 40s. You'd think the level 50s and the level 80s would be closer together. Man, you guys really like your spells. I really do not like your spells. Can you stop for 2 seconds? Okay. Why is there a Mudlurk Mosswort here? All the low-level enemies just keep getting mixed in with, like, level 80s. Like, you are out of your league, my guy. I mean, I'm pretty much out of my league here. And you think you can just step right in and do stuff? I don't think so. Okay, well that's all the dangerous enemies gone, so we're good. Let's actually get our mana back. Level 3 spells are so painful. Okay, decent amount of mana. Do either of these guys have the sacred texts? No. I was like, I can just get out of here if they do. Okay, well, while those guys are slowly dying, let's loot their friends. Nothing. How you guys doing? No, that was already dead. Nothing. I think you were the other one. Nothing. Alright. Need to kill more enemies. I really thought the level 80s would have it. I mean, obviously, since they're higher level, they have a higher drop rate, but evidently not high enough. Can get the mana back. Okay, these all look to be the lower level ones. What about these ones? Where are you guys? Weird. Okay. So they're all lower level ones. That's good. You don't have to deal with the whole life flashing before eyes thing with the level 80s and their spamming spells and everything. Because level 80 enemies casting spells definitely outdamages level 3 healing. Just give me the texts and I can be on my way. Is it the Bloodied Burn hide or is that... I think that's just a general drop. They always drop. But let me check. Dang, Fintos Wasp. Is this the one we need? Nope. Yeah, this is just a random one that they drop. Okay, who are you guys? The Adherent. Yeah. Level 80. The rest seem to be 40s, though. No, there's another 80. Okay, well, let's get all of our stats back. And then we'll just try to blitz down to level 80 as fast as possible. Well, that does not work if they resist your spells. Now does it? Did you just respawn? I think you did. Okay, you guys are getting the... You're getting the sponge treatment. And by that, I mean you are going to slowly bleed out. There we go. Loot this guy. There's one. I love that damage over time. It's so nice. Okay. Well, we have one. I think this is good enough. If not, we can always come back. But I have had my fill of killing a bunch of level 80 Burren and their, you know, underlings. So we'll just Lifestone, go to Arwick, give the hide to that Tumorok guy at the top of that tower in Arwick, and then he'll give us an item, we give the item to the person, and then we get like half a level. Won't that just be wonderful? You know, I wish in chat it would tell us how much XP we get from things. Kind of like how you can have it do that in World of Warcraft, or it already does that in Final Fantasy, I think. I believe I remember seeing XP numbers popping up in the chat. But it's nice, because then you can actually, you know, tell how much each enemy is giving you. And technically, you know, quest XP does pop up in the chat, but enemy kill XP does not. Alright, so now we need to go up here this way. We'll find the Tumorok man. Is at the top of here doing his drumming and all that. Exactly. Here you go. He does a little, he does a little jam here. Yeah. And he gives us a little what have you. I don't know what. Does this do anything for us? No, not really. It just increases regen of all three, main attributes here, but not two, or vitals. They're under attributes in this, but they're vitals, not attributes. Okay, here, take this and give me money. Yes. That's a decent amount, actually. Alright, well, that's the entire facility hub. Never have to do any of those again. Now we just need to do a bunch of pincers and a bunch of tusks for the rest of, the next 100 levels. Actually, 120 levels. It's funny, because usually when you say, like, 100 levels, you're just overstating it to make it seem like a large number when it actually isn't, but here 100 levels would be understating it, because you essentially just need to do those until level 180, and then, yeah, then you get to go into the society, and then leveling doesn't matter anymore, which is just great. But that, I don't know, I think that should be about it for the time being. We will be back to this. I'll probably do dailies in between, but next time I'm going to be doing any kind of important quests, I'll have some things lined up for us to do next time, and then we'll be back to this. So I'll see you guys then. We'll go to the ending screen, because that is what you do when you are ending. So yeah, goodbye.